Welcome to Can Manufacturing, your world-class aircraft composite industry leaders. Me and my wife started the business because manufacturing is in our genes, and this is what we love to do. And my wife has an extensive background in implementing quality systems, and I have an extensive knowledge in manufacturing composite aircraft parts. So we felt that with the combined effort, we would be unstoppable in the industry. So we could pass it on to generations to come. My grandfather started this in the early 1950s. The engineers at Grumman Corp asked him to start a new field called reinforced plastics. It's now known as composite structures. He accepted the offer. Grumman gave him a lot of work. He ended up making parts for Grumman, Fairchild Republic. Yeah, he actually worked for every aircraft manufacturing company in the United States. Went on to achieve several awards. After that, my dad ended up taking over the company, and that was like 1981. And I also joined the company as well during that time, and we was a major DLA defense manufacturing company, delivering parts to all aircraft in our arsenal. And then after that, I became Vice President Quality Assurance Manager of that company. I implemented ISO 9001 and ran the entire business through the quality system, leaving my father to get to work and quoting and to hire and HR. After that, my father decided to move it to Georgia, so we've been in Georgia ever since. 1993 is when we moved here. 1996, me and the family business decided to part ways, and I started a CNC machine shop. The first business was the family-owned business called Orowak. And we was in Bayshore, New York, moved to Georgia in '93. That business received several awards and actually did a lot of training for the government as well in the composites, as composites was pretty new at the time. The second one was called SMI Inc. Stands for Schmucker Manufacturing Inc. It started in my backyard. That business went very well. It ended up making a lot of money by myself. A company in New York recognized that there was a lot of money to be made, and so they bought into my company and we built a building. They made a lot of money, and so I sold that too and made a lot of money. The next business was called SMI again. Had a lot of successes, making a lot of money with just 3 people in my backyard. Another company in Detroit saw the value. They decided they wanted to be a piece of it. We moved that business to a 10,000 square foot building, and a year later I sold my shares again, and they are doing extremely well at this point. And after that, I decided to get into what we're in now. This time I plan on not selling my shares because my wife is part of this business and it's not just me anymore. So we intend on keeping this one in the family. This business was started at the end of 2014 by my wife. We then purchased a autoclave and let it sit there for a couple months till the end of the year came up. And then in January we officially opened the business, and we started immediately manufacturing parts for our customers that I've had for 35 years. Our goals are to be a successful composite manufacturer to deliver quality parts to the aerospace industry and defense industry. Have a safe and friendly place to work in. Employ as many people that want to work in this industry as possible. Produce the highest quality composite aircraft parts known to man. Composites are a big part of our everyday life. It's growing constantly. It's growing in the medical, it's growing in commercial, in sporting events, across the board in the military, from the soldier to the pilot. Composites is really making a big impact. In the future, composites will be more and more in the aircraft industry, more and more in the sporting events, and more in the medical, for the simple reason that composites is lighter and it's stronger than steel. I don't see the industry going away. I see the industry expanding and getting bigger and bigger as the years go on. The advantages of using a company like CAM Engineering is our extensive background and history of making the parts that no other company wants to make. We do the hardest work, the most difficult work, the most intricate work. All the easy stuff goes to the competitors. But when they want it done right, they'll come here. We are centrally located in southeast United States of America. We are capable of shipping to any point that our forces are deployed. With our 35 plus years experience, we can produce any composite part that is in existence today. Any of the early model airplanes to the latest new generation KC-135 planes, all across the board. Now, with our AS9100, our ISO 9001, and our NADCAP AC7118 accreditation, we are now able to work directly with the primes and manufacture for them.